Hey guys, what is up? Today I'm back with the Week 7 battle against Melon. Links to him will be in the description down below, but he is the coach of the Exeter Chief Electivires. I think I nailed it again. The number 1 in the Division A versus the number 2 in the Division A. So this game is quite crucial for either of us, for both of us, to reach the playoff spot potentially. I'm currently rank 1, as I said. Plus 6 differential, not the best, however it's still apparently enough as of now. My opponent is a plus 4 differential, so that's quite close towards to each other. And the winner of this and it's not really not securing a spot, because Melon is actually facing Uzair, the Bangladesh, and Rizipao, coach of the Phoenix Sunfloras, and both of those are in the playoff race as well. So that's a really cool playoff race in the end of the division. For me, I'm playing, as you can see here, Melon, Exeter Chief Electivires, and I'm playing Christian next week. He is no longer in the race, so technically it should be an easy week. But knowing that how I do against players that are not in the playoff race, it's not gonna go too well. And let's see. And the final week is gonna be against Erik, coach of the Bristol Badoos. And he as well as in the playoff race. So that's a there's like 6 teams that are still 5 or 6 teams that's still in the playoff race, and none of them seem to be having secured this spot. Even I can still lose the spot, especially if I lose today's game. Melon can still lose the spot, especially if he loses today's game. So yeah, it's gonna be clutch as shit. However, for now, this is the most important game, and we'll see after this game how I am planning to reach the playoff spot, if there's any hope left, that is. The team that my opponent brought, Mr. Melon brought kind of the team that I expected him to bring. The only thing that I didn't expect was Armaldo. So yeah, basically not Armaldo. I expected something like Latios over Armaldo, but I can see why he didn't bring Latios, I guess. It's not the best against my team, so I guess I can see why. Although it's usually kind of a staple towards like Mega Latios teams. You always want to bring it because it always has like T-typing, it always fits in, and yeah. However, I can see why he didn't bring it and why he brought Armaldo instead, or at least why he brought a substitute towards. Maybe not Armaldo. I don't know what Armaldo's going to do against my team, so we'll have to see in the game how he plans to play as Armaldo, or how he plays as Armaldo in the game. Seeing his team, I'm expecting him to lead off with either a Stealth Rocker, being Armaldo or Exeter, or a Spike Lead in Greninja, that is Spike Lead, or that is like a Life Orb with like 3 attacks, or this 3 or 4 attacks, that is. So yeah, something along those lines. So there's 3 possible leads. The worst case scenario would be if he leads with Jolteon, but I don't expect it, since he would probably expect me to lead off with one of my Stealth Rockers, being one of the first 3. Paloswine, Metagross, or Clefable, and Paloswine and Metagross being the more likely one out of the 3. So expecting him to predict the lead of those leads at least. I am gonna lead off with Vaporeon, as you can see. As he leads off with Exeter, and Exeter is kind of the lead that I really wanted to see, because I need to damage Exeter as soon as possible. I need to know what kind of set he is, because offensive and defensive Exeters all really scare the shit out of me. I don't know what I have to expect, because Exeter can be anything. It can literally be anything. So I just go for Safe Scald. No reason not to. With the leftovers, I can live any 2 hits, even if it's choice but I can live the hits and heal myself up. So I go for Scald. He switches in his Jolteon. I'm assuming at this point that he's like Assault Vest, or he's like a bulky set. And at this point, since I don't see an item, I'm kind of assuming Assault Vest. But if it is bulky with like a berry, I can definitely see him bring like a Shuka Berry on Jolteon. I fear that he's like a Baton Pass set potentially, with like Baton Pass, World Cup, something along those lines. It's kind of what's crossing my mind. So I figured that I would make a safe switch into Paloswine, just to expect it to go for either one of the setup moves, or just an electric type move. But he makes a good double switch into Greninja, expecting me to switch in Paloswine to stop me from getting up Stealth Rocks. And on the following turn, he makes another good move by going for Momentum, expecting me to switch. I do have Protect on this Vaporeon, so I could have gone for Protect against the Jolteon. However, like I said, I didn't expect him to go for a setup move, so that's why I didn't. But here I do go for the Protect. It's unlikely that he's gonna make a switch, to be fair. However, I'm if he does, then I'm gonna gain a lot of momentum for it. So basically I'm not losing anything, I'm getting leftovers as well. So there's not a lot of that I lose from just going for the protect right there. Seeing that he goes for the Shadow Ball means that he's potentially locked into Shadow Ball because he hasn't shown any moves or any changing up any moves. So I'm kind of maybe checking that he's potentially Choice Scarf, because that would potentially be a thing for Mega Aerodactyl, of course. So I'm kind of expecting to potentially him be like that, potentially set and shit, yeah. But it's still going to Peloswine because Peloswine is a guaranteed counter / check. So even if he went for the T-Ball right there, I still have Peloswine at a good amount of health. Shadow Ball, as you can see, does nothing. Even with the crit, without the crit would have done like 22%, I want to say. So not that much damage. The crit is annoying and can come into play. You will see later on if it actually did or not. Hopefully for me it didn't, but we'll see. As I finally get an opportunity to get up Stealth Rocks. And Stealth Rocks are going to be pretty good because he has a few mons that I fear. Being Sashed, or the ones that are obviously weak to Stealth Rocks, being Entei and being Armaldo. So that's why Stealth Rocks are really good. On the following turn I opt to stay in and go for the Toxic against the Dusclops as he goes to burn, so we exchange statuses. I have Heal Ball on my team. The only thing on his team that could potentially carry Heal Ball is the Jolteon. And like I said, he is a bulky-ish Jolteon, so he might. Although if he does, then I can potentially gain some momentum by it because he has to go for that Heal Bell. I just opt to go into Vaporeon, getting rid of the status as quickly as possible. If we went into, well, basically the Jolteon switch wouldn't have made a lot of sense since I had Peloswine in, so I wouldn't have expected that. And the Vaporeon does decent against the rest of the team. Only thing that's really annoying is the Greninja, which can potentially carry Grass Knot to hit both the Vaporeon and the Peloswine. So yeah, I go of course for the Heal Ball right here as he goes for the Double Will-O-Wisp. Good play, he predicted me to switch, although it doesn't really matter since the Heal Bell kind of cures that away. And yeah, now we have the Jolteon Vaporeon situation again, because that seems to be a recurring event in this game, because he doesn't have a lot for Vaporeon. Like I said, Grass Knot, Greninja, and this Jolteon is like his best way of dealing with it. And potentially something that is Special Berry, or that has a super fit move, or Choice Locked, like Bandit or Life Rock, that has wall breaking potential. Could all be potentially a problem. However, as you can see right here, I go for the Protect. Still no of his choice. So far has been playing it like a Choice Scarfer. However, I don't really expect it to be like a Choice Scarfer anyway. Which is why I make a middle ground play into Scolipede, expecting him to either go for the switch, predicting the Peloswine, or go for or mix up his move, expecting the Peloswine as well. As he actually goes for the Shadow Ball right here, so confirming that he's in fact not choiced. More like a bulky set. I here go just for the safe play, go for the Protect, just in case he wanted to stay in and go for the T-Ball, expecting me not to carry Protect. In hindsight, maybe not the best play, although I don't lose a lot by it, I guess. Because this Dusclops is annoying, however with the Toxic on it, it's not gonna be huge, I guess, I want to say. Although I do lose a little bit of momentum by not switching out of it, making a double switch. Yeah, like I said, I go for the Protect, he switches in Bullseye the Dusclops. He's Toxic, so he's on a timer, and I could just safely switch in. I can safely switch in my Vaporeon because I can take the Ghost move that he brings, like Seismic or Nightmare, Nightshade with the Stone. I can lift him easily. He predicted me to probably go for a substitute in case I had a substitute, which is a good play. I would probably have done the same myself, expecting the Will-O-Wisp going for substitute and shit. But I make the safe play for Vaporeon because Vaporeon is literally not scared by this thing at all. As I just go for a Wish, I can heal up anything with team. It gives me a lot of momentum, and somehow my screen went black. It gives me a lot of momentum, so I don't carry that. I don't care at all that this Dusclops is this set with the Nightshade and shit. However, it shows stumped, and this makes me think: can I be set up for something on his team? Can I? Do I need to switch? And I figured that I'm not really sure if I can be, and I feel safe by switching out. Going for Scalds might not be the best play because he can just burn me, he can just annoy the shit out of me, and he can play Pain Split up against me, and leaving me at like a bad amount of health, which to where I cannot ball the rest of his team, which I intend to do with Vaporeon, of course. So I go into Latias. From this range, a Draco Meteor can KO because he is more physically than especially defensive. Although I didn't want to make the prediction, the 50-50 between making Draco Meteor play, trying to KO this, and going for the serve, expecting him to switch out into something like the Exeter. So I go into Vaporeon instead, knowing that the Exeter is likely going to come out, and even if he goes into stays into the Dusclops, I can still win 1v1 versus it. So the best play in my opinion was going into Vaporeon. As you can see, I do, and he goes into Exeter, predicting the vehicle Meteor at that point. And we were at the same turn as in turn 1, although a lot has happened since then, of course. And this time around he's not going to opt to switch at the Jolteon. This time around he's going to stay in, go for the Stealth Rocks as I go for the Skull. Do a lot of damage, again don't get the burn unfortunately. Apparently the 100% burn chance is a lie, it's a myth. But yeah, I stay in, I go for the Skull, do a lot of damage. Shows to me that he's kind of a little bit of bulk invested. He's not full speedy, didn't expect it to, since he doesn't need full speed. He only needs outspeed Metagross in my opinion. However, he shows to have a lot more bulk than that, so I'm assuming that he is either not speeding up to outspeed Metagross, or he's like Assault Vest. It was not Assault Vest because Skull had too much damage, but yeah, I don't know. It's a weird moveset, but I still expect him to be like max, like very offensive based. Which is why I just go for the series of plays that you can see right there. Witch up, because with the Witch and with the Protect I can always win 1v1. However, he shows to me that he's gonna go into Bullseye, this clubs again, and we're gonna play a little bit of a stall game, I guess. It's still something that I can win, because Vaporeon versus Dusclops is not really something I can lose, and even if he taunts me it's not gonna be too horrible. And yeah, the Pain Spot is annoying, but as long as he stays in and keeps being toxic and the toxic damage racking up against him, I win this matchup. If he switches out, he has not a lot that can switch in on a Vaporeon Scald, even because I'm defensive. Even if I'm defensive, he cannot switch in a lot because of the burn chance, of course, and he doesn't necessarily switch into Scald pretty nicely because of the he has a lot of weaknesses to Scald, I guess. Here I predict him to go into Jolteon, and I figure that this is my best move to heal up Paliswan again to full health. It works out perfectly because he switches in Jolteon, trying to force me to switch out my Vaporeon in a situation, and I nailed it completely perfectly because the Paliswan is now at full health and I can do hit KO the Bullseye, the Dusclops, so I can finally get rid of something on his team. Unfortunately, Bullseye was set up for Clefable, at least one combine because of the taunt, of course. So unfortunately I cannot use the setup for it, but as long as the Excadrill and the Entei are around, I will not be able to win with Clefable anyway, so yeah. Here is kind of a crucial play. I expect him to go for the Hydro Pump, just trying to do as much damage as possible, or to the Clefable that is likely going to switch in. However, he makes a play predicting my Vaporeon, so the 50-50 between Clefable and Vaporeon didn't work out for me, as he gets off a lot of damage versus my Vaporeon. There's a little bit too much for my liking with the burn damage. It's gonna be a problem, and I decided to save the Vaporeon because I figured he's not gonna go for a Hydro Pump right here, and a Dark Pulse and a Grass Knot, I can lift both of them easily, and from this range Hydro Pump does 55% max damage, and with leftovers I will be able to heal up against it pretty easily, so I'm really not afraid of the Greninja with the Clefable, with the amount of health that I'm at. So I will just be going for the Moonlight, scouting for what he's gonna do. He makes the good play, goes into Simba, likely Choice Bandit, and at this point I do not have switch-ins since Vaporeon is so low. I save Vaporeon for a reason. Of course it can be set up fodder, however I do have Healing Wish on this Latias, and I want to heal it back up because Vaporeon puts a lot of pressure on his team, and the only thing that can really deal with it effectively is the Jolteon. Of course the Grass Knot from the Greninja is annoying, but because I'm leftovers, because I have Wish, Protect, and he is Life Orbed, I can win 1v1 versus a Greninja, so yeah. Which is why I go for the Healing Wish right here, healing up my Vaporeon. That was like, I had Surf on the moveset, and I wanted to go for Surf right there, or the Draco predicting a switch into anything but the Excadrill. However, I feared that he would go into something that would outspeed my Latias, and then I wouldn't have been able to get off the Healing Wish, sacking off Vaporeon and Latias. So that's not what I wanted, so I went for the safe play, went for the Healing Wish right then and there, and went into Vaporeon. As in the following turn I just switch out to Piloswine because Piloswine is just a direct counter to it. I don't need to risk anything. I don't expect him to make a double switch because none of his mons have a particularly good matchup against Piloswine and the rest of my team. Which is why I feel safe by just going to Piloswine right there. as you can see right there, he went for the U-turn on the Piloswine. At this point, Piloswine was useless to me. Well, not useless, but it was the best sack for me at that point. Since Jolteon was dead, I didn't need it for the immunity to Electric. So I figured that I would just go for the sack off with Piloswine right there. However, he doesn't kill me, he goes for the U-turn. And here I make a series of misplays. They're already been shown on the screen. He goes into Exeter, and I know that he is likely gonna spin. I know for a fact that he's gonna spin actually, because he's Stealth Rocks, he is likely gonna have spin as well. And yeah, I did Cogs. It showed me that he had hit a HP investment because of the Scald from the Vaporeon, of course. So I knew he had HP investment. I knew he was more of a bulky Exeter set. But still, he had a lot of attack investment because of at least that's what I expected. So yeah, my assumptions, I called with the potential set that he would be, and that didn't have any physical defense investment. However, it shows like after the game he revealed to me that he was like a more physically bulky invested Exeter, and I did not see that coming at all. He was apparently max HP, if I recall correctly, with enough speed to outspeed the Metagross and the rest in physical bulk. However, I didn't cock any physical bulk, I cocked the rest in like attack. And with that cock that I had like a 70-30% chance to knock it out with an Ice Shot right there. However, as you can see, that didn't work. The reason why I went for Ice Shot, not just for multiple Stealth Rocks, is because he took quite a while making his turns. And I started second guessing myself. I mean, it's still a misplay on my end, and I still should have gone for multiple Stealth Rocks until he decided to take me out. Because actually with this low amount of health wasn't a problem for me at all. So that was a misplay, I'm not gonna lie, it was a misplay. Because Stealth Rocks would be very crucial, but it'd be very nice for the Armaldo and for the Entei, putting them in a range of like Scalds from Vaporeon, Medium Mass / EQ from Metagross, etc, etc. However, I make a misplay, not just going for Stealth Rocks repeatedly, and yeah, because he is a different set than I expected, he manages to live the Ice Shot and he manages to get out of the situation without Stealth Rocks on the side of the screen field. Also, a potential move that I considered right here was going into Vaporeon, knowing that he is unlikely going to go for the EQ against my Piloswine because it wouldn't KO Piloswine, and also the Stealth Rock, Rapid Spin was the more likely play anyway. So yeah, Vaporeon would have been a good switch, would have pressured him a lot, but I didn't make any of those plays. Instead, I make the worst possible series of plays by just 2-hit killing him with Ice Shot and not getting any momentum, having to let die Piloswine on the following turn, at least likely, and not having Stealth Rocks up. So yeah, that was a misplay on my end, so that's kinda bad, but yeah, it's whatever, I have to play, I guess, from the mistakes that I made. He goes into Mantis, the Armaldo. I just go for the EQ / Stealth, I don't remember what I went for. In case he didn't outspeed me and in case he wasn't offensive. He was likely going to be offensive though. However, I didn't want to give him any momentum, and I didn't need any damage anyway on this because Medium Mass KOs it from full health unless he's like defensive, and if he was defensive then I would have outspread him. And as you can see right here, this is also kind of a crucial play because I figured at this point I won the game. And the reason why I thought I won the game is because I had a Calc open. Actually, maybe I still have the Calc open, I still have the Calcs right here. Yes, Metagross. You cannot see it, I don't know if I can I move this? Yeah, I can move this, okay. As you can see right here, item none. The default Metagross all out attacker set is default thingy to non-item. And as you can see in the calc, because I still have the calc open from in the game, it does 40 to 47%, and that was the calc I was going by. EQ would have, I didn't check EQ, I just clicked knock off and it's like, oh, that doesn't do a lot, and for the EQ I have Sugar Berry, so I shouldn't care. So I kind of rushed the play. I didn't read my calcs correctly, so again, a misplay on my end. Should probably get this in the right way again. So yeah, I misplayed that. Unfortunately for me, because that means that I'm now in range of E-speeds. Well, actually, I'm not in range of E-Speed quite yet, but I'm in range of Aqua Jet plus E-Speed from the Armaldo, or Shadow Sneak from the Greninja, which he can potentially have because he has only shown U-Turn, Dark Pulse, and Grass Knot at this point. I expect it to be Hydro Pump at the last slot, but it can be something completely else, of course, still. And as you can see, he does go for the Aqua Jet, unfortunately for me, because that puts me in range of E-Speed from my Bandit Entei, which he clearly is just scouting for the damage with the Latios and shit. With the play where I switched and Latios going for heal with shit, that was clearly the Bandit damage. And he goes into Greninja. For me, that's pretty good, because that means that Greninja only has 2 more hits left, and that also means for me that Vaporeon is gonna win the game, because with Greninja only having 1 hit left, it cannot beat Vaporeon together with the Entei that's still remaining. As he chose to go for the Water Shuriken, he had Water Shuriken for the Mega Aerodactyl, which makes a lot of sense, to be fair. Although I expected him to have like Hydro Pump to break the Clefable. Although to be fair, Clefable wasn't a big threat to his team because he preserved his Excadrill in his Entei quite well, which were his checks to Clefable. So unfortunately for me, I have to sack off Scolipede right here. I go into Scolipede because I don't want to give him like an option, a chance to switch in the Entei on the Clefable and yeah, get momentum from that. So my best place was just to sack off the Scolipede right there. I could have made a switch into Vaporeon, but that was not necessary. I win with Vaporeon anyway. I don't need to risk anything. I guess I could have won 3-0. Maybe that was my better play, however I didn't consider that to be worth it. But he tries to go for the Iron Heads right here. I will speed up this part of the video because it's just me protecting sometimes and him Iron Heading, me trying to kill him. I go for the Wish, I guess just to be safe and in case he's like not Choice Banded, even though I already called that he was Choice Banded. He was like Hidden Power, the Grass, Natural Gift Grass variant, and I don't know, I was kind of paranoid, I didn't want to choke away the game. So I went for the Wish right there. Well, I could have just killed him off with Scalds. Although I guess I could be very unlucky with the Iron Heads and lost the game that way. Luckily for me that's not gonna happen. I will be able to Scald him. Doesn't quite KO on the first try, but after this following flinch, I will be able to take him down with the following Scald. So I win 2-0 versus Melon Washington versus the Exeter Chief Electivires. Pretty good game, not gonna lie. It was definitely, I think I had a matchup advantage, so yeah, that's a thing, I guess. Although I am not quite happy how I played my Metagross. I really expected to sweep near the end against the Armaldo, and I was kind of excited to get sweep. However, my miscalc and him just playing that well with Aqua Jet and Water Shuriken and E-Speed and shit, all the priorities, he managed to avoid being swept by an Agility Metagross, unfortunately for me. But yeah, that's basically the game. I win 2-0. Vaporeon is probably the MVP because it bought a shit ton of his team. Clefable not doing anything. I kind of expected to do a lot more, but he brought the 2 monsters that could deal with it. And yeah, luckily it still works quite well with the core of Piloswine, Clefable, and Vaporeon. That core put in a massive shift this game. It kind of walled his whole team, except for the misplay with the Greninja's Grass Knot. I guess that's kind of a flaw on the core, I guess. But yeah, luckily I had Healing Wisp in the back, and I used it on a defensive mon instead of an offensive mon, which I expected to do in the beginning of the like in the team prep. But yeah, Metagross pulled through. Unfortunately, I had the wrong berry. If it was Sugar Berry, I would have done a lot more, and I would have been able to set up against the Greninja as well. So yeah, unfortunately for me, I wasn't Sugar Berry. I wasn't Cobra Berry. I was Sugar Berry. But yeah, it's what happens. It's whatever. Like I said, I really wanted to sweep with Agility Metagross. I really thought I had the game right there, but because of miscalcs, I had to win the game another way with Vaporeon, which is not bad at all because Vaporeon was a true MVP this game and actually pulled through quite well, quite amazingly actually. And luckily for me, I come out on top with a 2-0 victory, and that's crucial for me to make playoffs because, as I said multiple times in this video already, I was the number 1 at this point, and I was facing number 2, and the game was pretty much the loser. I guess Melon has definitely still a chance of reaching the playoffs, but the loser has a lot of the harder time to reach playoffs, and that's because the division A is like very rough at this point. Like everyone is 4-2, apart from like 3 guys that are 1-6 or something, or 1-5. And yeah, everyone else is like 4-2, or 2 people like 3-3. But everyone is still in the like a lot of people are still in the race. It's I guess I want to show you the team. I guess I can show a picture of the team table, the spreadsheet, the league table. That's the word I'm looking for. Before the week 7, this week 7, right? Yeah, before the week 7 game, so you can see exactly what's happening. I can also show the fixtures, so you can see for yourself exactly how close it can potentially be in the final few weeks of the GPC. And yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it with that. If you like this, then let me know and leave a like and be cool. Also leave a comment if you have something to say about this game, because I'm always open for suggestions, always open for feedback. So negative, positive, everything is welcome. Leave your comment down below. And yeah, thanks for watching and goodbye, and hopefully see you next week, where I will be facing the New Jersey Jumblers.